Good evening, everyone. I am flying solo tonight. No Miss Assistant to help. So I just need to get everything set up. Okay, I just need to bring my laptop a little closer. That way I'll be able to see if anyone chats. She was tired. She went to bed. Okay. I was getting all set up and I spilt water everywhere, so we're already on a roll. Next door is playing music, but it's not too loud at the moment, so everybody cross everything that it doesn't get too loud. I have a few supplies out that I've been playing with. The Hero Hues white unicorn ink pad. Distress oxides. I'm just trying to remember which ones go with which technique, otherwise I'm going to be very confused. So I've made this panel. Oh, I thought it was straight on a card base, but it's not. I just stuck it on the card base ready to go. So I thought we would do that one, and then I have made this card base, and I thought we could do that one, and then we'll see how we are for time. I have to go to the store tomorrow and I haven't done a single thing to get prepared, so but that's part of the course. I just have to stamp in all the cards that I made. I am going to use this stencil for this one that is from Melinda. I'm just going to move all the extra bits out of the road. I am not painting another mermaid. That took me hours, and I also used gouache on it, and that was a big mistake. I should know better. I always forget gouache is re-wettable, so not a great idea to use it on something that you plan to paint over. I ended up adding some... Oh no, that's not good, Melinda. I ended up using some Judikins micro glaze on it, which is the same as the Tim Holtz micro glaze. They buy it from Judikins and just rebrand it. They have an agreement. And I bought lots of chipboard. Oh, did I just... Oh, almost flashed the address. I bought lots and lots and lots of chipboard, but I don't have enough hours in the day to use it all tonight, so we'll just start with a few little things. I also use these Semi-Art Galaxies Pearlized Accents. You can get them both from Ali and Amazon, and I wanted to see what they were like, and that's what I... Not that one. That one I didn't paint with that, but that's what I painted these pieces with. So we'll do some of that as well. Again, maybe not the turtle, because I went through quite a few iterations of that before I found one that I liked. Thank you, Melinda. I've been seeing a lot of those really pretty sunsetty type cards with the black accents and die cuts and things, so I thought I would try that with my kangaroos and my gum leaves, which are on, Melinda, what are they on again? I don't know what my packet is. They're on, oh, I just put them over here. Nope, they're not labelled. Yes, they are. I will be doing a video on them at some stage, but I kind of got ahead of myself and wanted to try them out on these because I didn't have colours in my metallics that I wanted to use. So I ended up mixing a few together from this because I only have the pearl colours and the gold colours from Gansai Tambi, and this has a bit more colour range that isn't the pale pearlescent ones. So I thought I'd give them a go, and as you can see they give quite a lot of colour and shimmer, and let's see what they, oh, doing good here. Let's see what they look like on the black. I don't know if you can see the shimmer and shine and stuff, but they are very shimmery and nice. I like them. Okay. So I guess we should start with the complicated one first. And how I did this is not how I'm going to do it this time. Let's hope I've got some paper cut actually, because I didn't think that far ahead. I was just like, okay, I'm going to do a live. Is the volume a bit better today? I'm trying something different. Of course I don't have any card panels. I used them all for playing about. Oh, and I will show you an epic fail in a little while too. Well, I actually like the colours on this sort of cardstock better, so I'm just going to cut the edge off a card front, because I noticed on my J Burrows, and I'll show you in a minute, partially my fault, but partially the colours aren't as vibrant on it. But the colour comes out a lot nicer on a toothier cardstock, it seems to me. So I'm going to try that. Okay, so that was actually my fault. I was covering up the microphone with the camera. But actually, sorry, I'm just going to make everyone see just to make sure it's totally uncovered. Sorry. I was using my camera to rest my phone on, and it was muffling the microphone, so that was not very helpful. Just going to move out all the extra bits of, if I have time, stuff out of the way, because I need space to work. And I've buried the piece that I need. Now I'm going to see how reflective this is. If this is too reflective, I'll just do it straight on there. I think it's going to be. I actually used my, oh, what's it called? It's for the foil quill. It's the metallic piece that goes in there that you have magnets and things for. I used that for my blending. But this time I will just wish I knew where some tape was. But I think I have some washi beside me that I, not some washi, I have some paper tape that I can use, like the Post-it. So I'm just going to stick them on, and I'm also going to stick a little bit of tape on the back just to hold it in place. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Kind of like the bigger ripples at the top, so I'm just going to, oh, For this one, I use brushes, and this is going to be fun because I should have cleaned them. And also I discovered I don't like one lot of the brushes that I bought, so that was fun. That one hasn't been used. That's the white. I'm missing a big one, so I'm just going to go with this one and see if we can. Well, that's definitely that one. And these two I am unsure, so it won't matter overly much. They are dry, and I probably did clean them off a little, just probably not as well as I should have. I should have bought some washi out. I know. So I do one colour at a time, and I'm starting with my lightest colour. And, well, nope, that's not going to hold it. Where's my washi tape when I need it? I need my assistant. I don't know if I have any tape out here that I can use. Saying that, I did see one earlier, but who knows where. Okay, I don't like doing this in a live, but I'm going to have to go and get some washi because this is not going to work without it, and I don't even know if I can get out, but I've got to move my laptop out of the way. So wish me luck. And I have to move my water out of the way, otherwise there'll be more water everywhere. But the stencil needs to stay in place, that's why I used the magnets before. Okay, I got some washi. Sorry about that. I really hate having to go anywhere in the middle of a live, but, well, now I'm knocking things over. I caught my oxides, all good. Oh dear. Hi, Joy. Okay. That tape is not very sticky. It's just, I use it for masking mostly, so it's not holding the way I need it to. So we'll get some better tape, hopefully. Aptly themed in mermaid style. Okay, hopefully that holds a bit better. So this is the first layer, and you may see in a minute why I hate these brushes. These are the ones that are on Craft Online. They have them for $20, $25 quite often. They are the Universal Crafts ones. And then I have some makeup ones that I got from Kmart that actually work a lot better. If you see, they are doing darker around the edges and not filling in the middles very well. So I don't like that. I want it to fill in. Oh, it is good if you want a different style, but when you're trying to fill the whole lot in, I don't like that. So it's what I have, so it's what I have to use. I kind of don't really want to spend the money to get the expensive ones because they are super expensive here. If they're $50 in America, I don't want to know how much they are here. We are making some water with Melinda's net stencil. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that this was a net stencil. I just saw it and thought it looked like water. and wanted to try it. So I did a quick tester to see if it worked. And it did, except I don't like the paint splatter that I put on top. I think I'd rather put a pearl metallic on there just to give it some bubbles, or even some glossy accent bubbles. Can you see that it hasn't filled in properly? You've got this dark halo around the edges. I might have to try and pick some more up when I'm there. I got a $12 pack from Kmart and I love those ones. They are perfect. I just don't have that one out with me right now. So what I do is I move the stencil and I just try and go up or down a little. And to the side a little. So then that you're hitting different areas the next time you ink. Now I'm going to go to Salty Ocean. I think I lost another brush. I probably knocked it down when I went to get washi. So you can see with this brush, it's filling the whole thing in straight away. And it actually picks up a bit more ink, so I need to tap it off before I use it because I just got that big splotch there. Yeah, these ones were on clearance. I paid $12 for them, which is still a little bit high for only 3. But I just wanted to try some out, and I didn't know that Craft Online had the $19 pack. But yeah, not a fan. I mean, it's a 10-piece set for the Craft Online ones with all the different sizes, which can be good when you're doing the little things. They're just not great quality compared to these. The bristles on the ones from Craft Online, the Universal Crafts ones, are a lot harder, not as soft. Now I'm going to move it again. And I'm going to add the Mermaid Lagoon. And for these colours, I'm not too worried about the contamination of the stencil with the other colours. I feel like this is another one of the cheap brushes. Oh, there's a brush over there. I'll use that one. It's a bigger one. I'll swap to the bigger one. And then I'll show you how I clean my brushes when I'm done. That's better. See the huge difference, the amount of ink this picks up compared to the Craft Online ones. And these are the Kmart ones. Oops. This is the Kmart box. The craft online one, Universal Crafts, is blue and white. I just can't pull it out right now because I've buried it. I had to move a whole heap of stuff off of here to do the live. Okay, this next step is very important. We have to clean the stencil. Otherwise you are going to wreck your white ink pad. I've just got to find my water bottle. Actually, I have the baby wipes I use for my scan and cut. I don't usually use baby wipes to clean things, but it's just faster in the middle of the live. You could also mist that and just press it onto another piece of cardstock to get a print of the netting. I just ordered today the netting stamp, so can't wait to try that with this technique. Instead of doing this, I will add the white with the stamp. Okay, I'm going to turn it around that way. And I learned a tip from Jennifer Maguire, and that's to smush your white down on your surface so you're not contaminating ink pad with the blue. And then I've got one of my brushes that's going to be permanently for white now, and I'm just picking up some of the ink and going over it with the white. Well, I didn't stick my stencil down properly. I think stamping in white would look really good, so I can't wait to actually get the stamp so I can try that out. I just try and make a few lighter white patches to go along, but once the whole thing is covered, lift it up. Oh, I got some white seeping under, and I think I actually prefer this one on the other cardstock. So I've got a little bit of white seep under. And I've already got very inky hands. I think I must have used the other brush with the green. I think I might actually add some more green over the top, because I quite like it with that green in there. But you can layer up as much as you want, put as much colour down as you want. I just wanted a hint more green in there. It seemed to have got lost under some of the layers. And I used two different papers for that. That's J. Burrows 250 GSM white, and that is a card base from Kmart that I just trimmed down to use. So you get two different looks on the two different cardstocks. It's Hero Art's Unicorn. This time I might, except I lost my water bottle. I was going to, here's one. I'm going to spray a little bit of water on it for a different look. Grab a piece of paper towel. Just add a little bit down here. Just letting it activate a second before I lift it up. So we have some bubbles. I'm not sure how well you can see that, so I'll lift it up a bit closer. Put some bubbles in the background. And then I'm going to oh, I buried it. I'm going to grab the watercolors and spray just a little in the white. I have some water ready to go. These are just El Cheapo paintbrushes. I don't even know where this one. Oh, I think this one came out of one of my Scrawler boxes. Oops, that's still got yellow on it. I did that well. Never mind. So I'm just going to add some white splatter this time. And get it all over everything else that I have on the table. I should have grabbed the box. And I'll set that aside to dry. Then to go along with Melinda's Mermaid, I grabbed some of the wooden flourishes out of the Craft underwater pack. So I did not prep this with anything. I just prepped the colours that I wanted to use with a spray of or two of water. And I just have to let them sit for a minute just to get activated. And these are the pieces that I coloured. This one is quite a few different colours layered up because I didn't like the first way I coloured it. I didn't like the second way I coloured it, but I got there in the end. This one is a combination of gouache and folk art paints. I used the teal and then I had a metallic paint that rolled off the desk earlier and I forgot to pick it up. It's always a bit of a rush getting ready for a live. I got water on my gum leaves. I'm going to have to use a different gum leaf. That one's got shimmer on it. I'll have to work out something else to do with that one. So I started with, maybe it was this one. And I worked fairly quickly to put down a layer of paint. Tried to make sure that it was a good thickness of paint so that the wood wouldn't show through. And then I grabbed some of the red and I picked it up and just dab red around the edges where I thought it would look nice and blend in a little, and I can come back with the gold and mix it in a bit more. I can layer up the red to make it more vibrant. I paid around $16 or $17 for these paints, and for the price they do a pretty good job, quite comparable to the Genzo Tambi. I can't say when it comes to the Finetec Coloros because they're out of my budget. I'm just blending it in a little. And then, like I usually do, I tried to do it a bit too fast and covered up some of the red that I wanted to keep showing, so I can just go in and add a little bit more red to the areas that I want some more red to be showing. And then when that dries, that'll look quite nice. So I really like those paints. They were fairly cheap. And then I'm going to end up making a white border, but we have the two pieces, so we'll see what everything looks like laid out on top. Don't ask me why I decided to get difficult and give her scales and things. It just seemed like a good idea at the time. Oh, that's the wet one. So I'm just going to add some coral. Actually, I'm going to add a white border. I'm going to have the coral butted against the border, a little turtle, our mermaid, and then I'll put a sentiment up there for a card. So I'll move them aside for a minute. At least I learnt an important lesson. Don't use gouache. This one was the Genzo Tambi, and I used this colour up here. So that's one of the pearlescent colours, so you don't get as much colour come through. Oh, I best dry the table now that I've spilt stuff everywhere. I'll get rid of the water, because knowing me, I'll spill it. And we'll work on this. Again, I'll add some tape to the back. Now for this one, I used an MFT stencil, and I'll show you this one, and I'll show you my epic fail. It made me very sad. Well, I lost my epic fail. I had it all ready to show you all, and it's wandered away. Oh, hang on, I'll put it up here beside myself. I accidentally, it wasn't very vibrant to start with. That was on the J. Burrows paper, and it just seems to soak in, not soak in a nice way, it just seems to oxidize really quickly. But I also managed to drag black into everything, so I wasn't happy. I've got to move all my brushes out of the way. I'll start with these two colours for my base, and I need to find my tools. these are all for the sunset. So I need to swap over to the brown and the green. So I have some of these curved ones. These are from Scrapbook.com. They do these curvy blenders. Not sure how I feel about them yet. Got to use them a few more times to find out. So I just started with the green, which is Lucky Clover. And put down a nice thick layer of that. And then I grabbed some gathered twigs. Because I didn't want the ground to be quite that vibrant. I actually want the bottom to be the darkest area. I've got cat hair everywhere. Good morning, Candace from Australia. One of the things I didn't like about the first one, apart from getting the black into everything, was that I had all the hills too close together. And it didn't give me enough room to space out all my little bits and pieces. So I'm just going to keep layering these up. I just thought I might want to flip the stencil in a different direction. Looks good there. And then I'll do one more at the back. I'll do some of these rolling hills at the back. And I'm trying to follow the rule of thirds. So 1/3 is grass and the rest will be sky. So there is my hills. They're pretty subtle, but I don't want them to be in your face. And I don't want those colours to mix in with the other colours I'm using. Now, one thing I wish I could do was flip this stencil over and mask off what I'm doing. But if I wasn't so lazy, I could actually, I can sort of mask some of it off. But if I wasn't so lazy, I could actually cut a mask. But yeah, that would involve me tracing the edge and then cutting it and then placing it down so that it was in the right spot. But I'll just do that for now. That works enough for me. So I'm going to get all the other colours of Distress ink out of the way because I use a lot for the sky. Got squeezed lemonade, carved pumpkin, candied apple, blueprint sketch, and seedless preserves. And I've got to swap my tools around. Yellow, orange. That was clever. It doesn't want to stand up. And red. Darn cat has been over everything. There is cat hairs everywhere. The joys of owning pets and crafting. So I'm going to start with my yellow, which unfortunately has a little hint of red in it, and I'm not holding it down hard enough. And then I'm going to go to the orange. And back to the yellow. And next is the red. Back into the orange. And I just lost my tool. So I'm going to add the blueprint sketch, but it's just there to change the colour of the purple, really. To give a slightly different tone. I think the two colours mixed together make a really lovely colour. And I'm just going to grab another blending foam instead of hunting for the orange one. I should have a orange one in here somewhere that I can use. Spice marmalade or something. I have coral, that'll do. Trying to pull the sticky stuff off instead of the actual tool. This is how I end up with super dirty fingers. I only ended up with so many foams because I did an order with Scrapbooking.com and they were giving these ones away free. So I ended up with extra handles because I used to have to swap all the time. Oh, I missed a small amount of yellow, so I'm just going to place that up to the edge. And no one will ever know. So we have this is actually my first real time using them. So far so good. But this is the background. Yeah, I haven't really used them much. I need to put them to the test, I think. I am going to give my hand a little spritz once I get the lid back on all of these, and I'm going to change a foam because I need the black one. And then I'm going to move this out of the way and spritz my hand a little so that I can get some of the ink off and not transfer it all over the projects. Okay, everything's all nice and cleaned up except the stencil. The stencil a bit of a wipe off. Now I just used the black soot, and let's grab another leaf out. So I grabbed the black soot and just pounced that on top of the leaf, and I think I used the flat one to do this, but my black soot is weird. I don't know if anybody else has the same problem, but mine dries out really fast. It was actually dry when I got it and I had to re-ink it right away. No, nobody's killing unicorns here, Melinda. But yes, alcohol ink can be very fun, and it takes a long time sometimes to wash off. But that being said, some of these do as well. I still had dirty hands tonight, and I'd washed my hands like 20 times today, and I was still had ink on them. So once it starts to dry, you can see if there's any little bits of holes where you've missed, and you can go over it as many times as you need to. But the 400 GSM white cardstock takes the ink really nicely. I haven't added anything over the top of it, just put the ink straight on top. So for this one, I'm not sure if it needs a border or not. I'm going to, should have waited till everything was dry and that I didn't have dirty hands. But I'll place that one on there, and I hid my kangaroos. And I'll add on my ruse, and then I think I'll add a white border or a black border around it, and then I'll find a sentiment. I could trim that down and add 2 pieces on there for someone special, or I have especially for you. The gold, I think the gold looks really nice on there. But I really should not have put that one on there because it's leaving black marks everywhere. Good job. But it's a big difference from the one I wrecked last night by adding the black to it. I think, and also, yeah, as I said, that cardstock, the J. Burrows cardstock I use for almost everything, just seemed to soak up the colour, and it was nowhere near as vibrant. And maybe with some of the colours we have out, I can try this 2 stencil set that I haven't had a chance to try yet, from Melinda's website, Scrapbookingncraft. I will, once this video goes up, I will link it below. And Melinda does ship worldwide, so woohoo! I'm just going to have a quick drink. Card bases. Wherefore art thou, card bases? Okay, I am going to do this as a 1-layer card. So I'm just going to add the stencil. Grab back my washi tape again. It's getting a bit worse for wear. I'm going to line it up with the top and the bottom and try and make it even. And then because I like purple, I'm going to use the purple one if I can find it. Haven't had a chance to use this 2-step stencil yet, so this is the perfect opportunity. So we have that cool design, which we could leave on its own. Or we can line up the circles. And what did I do with the tape? Tape's still on the other one. And I'm going to grab the bread and add some red spots. If I had a gold ink pad out here, I would have tried throwing some gold in the middle. We could emboss some dots in the middle. Wow, that's bold. In here I also have some larger sentiments. Not that one. Let's see if I can find one. Maybe not the rose gold. I could turn the card sideways and add on a thank you. I have a gold get well. With sympathy. So I could turn that into just about anything. Cool, I'll have to try that too, Melinda. So I'll just give you a sneak peek of a couple of extra little bits that I bought from Melinda in my first order. Oh, Melinda designed me some dragons. So I have one there, and one there. I asked Melinda for these ones, so I was very lucky to have her make me some. So you can email her and ask if there's something specific you're after. And some unicorns, because we all need some unicorns. But I think my favourite is the steampunk butterfly, which is on the 400 GSM card. I really, really like that one. The box is going to attack me in a second. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to keep this one short and sweet tonight. I keep stacking everything beside me. So we'll just have a quick recap. Whoa. So that's the background I already made. This is the new background tonight, and I like them both. I think I prefer the white spots with the splatter to the paint. It was a metallic paint, the same one I painted her with. So that'll look great with the sentiment on it. Then I did the blending for this one, and we have all these chipboard pieces to go on top. So I got the small and large kangaroos, and then I got some of the gum leaves. And then I also have some other things I'm itching to use, more stencils. I was tempted to put this at the top of the card and put some rays down, but I'm scared I'm going to wreck it, so I haven't tried that one yet. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'm going to go before next door turn their music up, because it is still going. It just hasn't been super loud tonight, thankfully, and I got away with the live. Thank you all for joining in, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.